top 50 healthiest foods video for you today, and the special food of the day today is cinnamon. In case you didn't know it, cinnamon is actually the bark of a tree. So cinnamon is very special. It does a lot of things, and they're finding out more and more every day of all the different things that it's good for. So number one, it's great for anti-clotting. It will lessen your risk of heart disease. It's antimicrobial. So if you've got any candida issues, you know, yeast overgrowth, that kind of stuff, it's an antifungal. It'll help you out with that. Diabetics take it because it helps balance your blood sugar after a meal, so you don't get those blood sugar spikes. Now this I found extremely interesting, and I know that this was in the last few years that they came out with this. From smelling cinnamon, it can actually boost your brain function. So it's not only like taking a whiff of cinnamon. If you're chewing like cinnamon gum or something like that, just the smell of it can help your cognitive brain function improve. So if your kids are out there taking a test or the SATs or any kind of, you know, send them, well, I can't chew gum in school, but tell them to put it in the side so the teacher doesn't see. No, I didn't just say that. Don't send them to school with gum, but maybe a little cinnamon cracker or something for a snack will help them, you know, before the test. The teacher should be giving it to them. Alright, it can also, like I said, protect against heart disease. So today we're having a very yummy recipe. It is cinnamon chocolate pudding, and it's going to be dairy-free and gluten-free, and it's so simple. It takes almost no time at all. Alright guys, so let's begin the recipe. In my saucepan over here, I have half a cup of special dark unsweetened cocoa. You can use any kind of unsweetened cocoa you would like. Basically what we're going to do is just dump everything in, except for the vanilla, into the saucepan and bring it to a boil. You know, a gentle boil, and then keep stirring it until it's nice and thick. Alright, so like I said, we've got the half a cup of unsweetened cocoa. We're putting in 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch, or you could use arrowroot if you have a corn allergy. 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar. A half a teaspoon of cinnamon, hence the cinnamon, because it's chocolate cinnamon pudding. And then the final ingredient, other than the vanilla, is we're using 3 cups of almond milk because we're making this gluten-free vegan, which means no dairy. So I'm going to pour that all in there. I'm going to take my whisk and just stir it up a little bit before I put it on the heat. And then we're going to slowly bring that up to a boil. Make sure you give it a stir once in a while because you're not going to want it to burn on the bottom. Otherwise it's not going to taste good. There's nothing worse than a burnt pudding. I remember the first time my dad taught me how to make puddings and custards when I was a little kid, and I burned it. It's not a good taste. So you want to make sure that you don't put it on high at first because it's going to burn. So there it is. It's getting beautiful and thick, and it's nice and shiny. And when you see the bubbles start to form around the outside, and you could see a random bubble bubbling up in the middle, that's when you turn the heat off because that means it's done. So we're going to stir in 2 tablespoons of the vanilla, and then we're going to put it in our dessert bowls. Alright, so now I've placed these into the dessert glasses, and I'm going to pop that in the fridge until it gets cooled off and nice and firm, and then we're going to enjoy it. Alright, there they are. I just brought them in from the porch because there wasn't enough room in the refrigerator. I put some Cool Whip Light on top. I didn't have any non-dairy. I thought it was non-dairy, but it wasn't. But if you're going to make it vegan, obviously don't use the Cool Whip. Use, you know, one that's doesn't have dairy in it. So, would you like the tasty taste one? You've already tasty tasted it warm, but now that it's all cooled off and it's got the topping on. Yeah? You like that?
I'm not crazy about cinnamon, but, you know.
Well, if you wanted to make it without the cinnamon, it would still be one of the top 50 healthiest foods because it has the chocolate in it.
Sure.
And the almond milk, because almonds is also one of the top 50 healthiest foods. Mm. So there you go. Healthy dessert. And until next time.
Much love.